Okay. Uh, I know you can hear me right now. I'm switching over to this screen here. What you just seen 3 seconds into the video, um, I don't even know how to explain this. This is my um, basement camera. We have security cameras all over the house. Uh, a little bit about the cameras. Okay, so basically we have blink cameras, and there are two types of. If you don't know anything about blink cameras, there are two types of cameras that we own. There's wired, and there's wireless. So in other words, battery powered, or you plug right into the wall. And the to note here, the the battery powered cameras run for 1 minute. They're motion detected, so they'll detect motion, and they'll run for 1 minute, and then they have a 10-second cooldown. Where the those are the batteried one. Now the ones that you plug into the outlet, those directly have 30 seconds. Once they sense any sort of motion at all, they will sense motion. They'll run for 30 seconds, and they'll have a cooldown period of 10 seconds. So you can actually adjust the cooldown period to, I think, 30 seconds or something like that. But I have them on the shortest period. So after 10 seconds, these cameras will trigger again if there's motions detected. So what you've seen, and don't worry, I'm going to play it again because I'm going to give a tour of the basement, and I'm going to show you where everything is laid out, and I'll have to I clipped the. It's a 30-second clip because this is a wired camera, so it's plugged right into the outlet. So I clipped it down to 3 seconds, and I'll loop it as we're doing the tour of the basement. And so I don't even know how to explain this. So basically, my wife calls me. Oh, by the way, all our cameras except for this one in the basement is, I don't know, 2-3 years old, and the one in the basement we bought recently because one of the cameras crapped out on us, and we wasn't sure what happened. So we bought a new camera, and it's like within 6 months old. So it's got like 4K, and it even has a built-in light on, which I have it off. Especially like when it detects motion, the little light will come on, but I have it turned off, so it never comes on. Now here's the thing, that camera that was originally in the basement, I moved it up to a different location in the house because I got it to work again, and it was also wired, so it's not like a dead battery or anything like that. But so the tour of the basement, I'm going to show you. So the screen's going to be in 3 sections. I'll be over here in the right section. The tour is going to be in the center, and this 3-second clip is going to be over here. And I'll go ahead and I'll loop that. So here's the thing. Blink has started doing descriptions down here at the bottom, where they'll record the clip, then they'll describe what's going on in the clip. For example, we have an alley entrance. So we have cameras that show the intro to any place we can enter our house. So we have like probably, I don't know, 6 or 8 cameras. And nobody's getting around the house without us knowing it. So they're not going in the alley. They're not going in our backyard. They're not going up our front porch or back porch. We have cameras everywhere. And then inside the house, we have cameras facing the doors and the basement. That which is also where you see is the door, which is going outside. So just in case, robbery or something, we'll have at least one or two cameras. We'll catch whoever is, doing it. So, so the descriptions here, for example, it says here, it says alley entrance, and then the location, which is, where we are. It's like a location is outside, and then I have an inside location, and then it says here a person is walking on the paved area, and then you hit play, and you will see me walking on the alley entrance. Now, what's really interesting is, so this happened 2 days ago. I'm at work. I went to work at 7. I was clocked in at 7. My wife's at work. She texts me and she says, "Look at the basement camera. Creepy." I'm like, okay, whatever. So I bring up my phone, bring up Blink, and there is there's nothing, I'd say 2.5 hours before the basement clip, and really nothing, for another 2 hours after the clip. There's a car driving by at 9:24, and you can see the alley shout. The alley camera clips the street a little bit, so when cars drive by, the shadows will trigger the camera, so that'll go off. And that's the only other clip near the basement. So, in other words, nobody's walking around the house. Nobody's walking in the alley. Nobody's walking through the doors, which is usually my mother-in-law. If it's not me or my wife, it's usually my mother-in-law coming over to. She's got stuff in the freezer and stuff downstairs. So there's nothing for 2 hours before and 2 hours after, really. So the basement went off at 9:10, and the description at the very bottom, if I can find it, the description right here at the very bottom says a person is walking in the room. So I hit play, and there. This is directly from my Blink camera, and you can actually see that. You saw that. Okay, so obviously, to make it more clearer, and I downloaded it and then put it on the computer, and here it is. So I'm going to give you a tour of the basement. Blink is very basic. 30-second clips or 1-minute clips with a 10-second cooldown. Depends on if you're wired or not wired. That basement is wired, so it's only a 30-second clip, and that's the only time whatever it is moved. So here is here is the basement tour. Okay, so so there's the clip of the thing, right? I'm going to pause it real quick. Okay, so I just paused it because I want to show you the basement tour. The basement tour is going to take about 8 minutes. Sorry. All right, so where the hell? It disappeared on me. Wonderful. Wonder why. Okay. Technical difficulty. What the fuck? Ah, all right. We're going to the basement. Don't ask. Okay. So, I got this up. Okay, so I'm gonna chime in because there's a couple things I think I forgot to say. So I'm gonna mute myself. I'm gonna chime in when I feel like I need to, and I'm gonna run. So obviously I have myself here. The center is filmed with my phone, uploaded, and I apologize, by the way. Angry Retro Gamer. You probably got another notification. It's on private. I'm about to delete that one. But I was trying to package this into something hopefully clear. My descriptions are not that great. So I wanted to visually show exactly what's going on. So here we go. Play. Okay, so here we go. I'm going to shut up. So obviously, film with my phone, and 3-second clip I'll start playing here very shortly. So, all right, we're going to the basement to see where this happened. I'm going to give you a tour of the basement, and you'll see what we have here. All right, so this is the steps down to our basement. Our basement is quasi-finished. So come down the steps. We have the door to the bathroom. By the way, I did film it straight up and down. So yes, it is compressed and it is full screen. So, it is what it is. Sorry, continue. Okay. Closet stuff. And this is the door to the basement. Now this door always opens and it always shuts because it's like out of balance. Okay, so the reflection happened in that door down there. This way is where our traffic is. Okay, so this is the oil room. There's no windows here. And the window that is over here is in the oil room. And we used to have an oil tank in here. That's why we call it the oil room. And that's the only window. And it goes to the street. And that's the only street that is around the house. So we have scaffolding. And this window, we have charging station, water heater, boiler, extra towels, extra lights for the these are LEDs. And real quick on the lights, you see the lights in the 3-second clip off, and I got these lights on, and I don't know, that thing is white, whatever the fuck it is. It's moving so fucking fast too. The traffic is behind it. If we're looking at the door the way we're looking at it, it is fucking behind, through a wall. There's no window over there. There's a wall between the window and this door. Sorry if that wasn't clear enough.
Installed these a couple years ago. This table and this washer, or this table and dryer, you can see in that window, in the reflection in there at all times. That window and this window are, well, this window is in that door. It's still a pretty good distance from that, and we don't get any reflections from out there to in here. None.
And clearly, whatever this is has to be reflecting off the door from inside.
Whatever happens inside the house. That's the only time you get reflection. So over here, I have an A-frame that I built that stores extra wood. None of the wood is fallen. It's secured in there with this base that I made.
Real quick, how bright that is has to be, if it's back by the entrance door or by my craftsman tool chest, it has to be really fucking bright to be seen in that light, in that the window, the reflection there. It would have to be super bright. So, and it has to be behind the camera because it's only reflecting in the window. It's not moving across the front of the camera, whatever it is.
Pretty high. Nothing's fallen over. So you got the dryer, the washer, and like I said, this window. Now this window, like I said, can be seen in that door. That's the door that whatever happened, and you can see in the video. Freezer, and this is the only other window in the basement, and it's facing the same direction as the door, so there's no way anything reflects out there into that. Okay, so next to the A-frame, we have my oil changing and tire changing section. Has oil filters and
the oil filter removers. I keep forgetting to say that. I had to do this damn thing like this is the third time I had to do it because I'm trying to collect my thoughts and trying to remember what I gotta say. But yeah, again, I missed the oil filter removers. So there you go.
Wrenches you need and all that shit. So extra lug nuts, and this corner. This is the corner where the bathroom is. Okay, so it's all walled off, and I added the shelves here, like a partition. There's another shelf to hide the pipes and stuff. But here's the thing. This is the little extension because of the bathroom. Have a work area here, but here's where the camera is. All right, so that's the camera that's always facing this door. Now, tripping over shit here.
So you can see the camera has a wire going into the outlet, and that camera, like I said, is a 30-second camera. Once it detects motion, it'll record for 30 seconds and then have a 10-second cooldown. So something triggered the camera, and then something moved in front of the camera or behind the camera, and you can see the reflection there. So it might have run right to left and then that might have triggered the camera to come on. Because a lot of times when a person enters the room, they're already in the room, because the camera takes a split second to kick on, so they're already in the room. Or the door, if a door's, like sometimes, if you're walking in front of the camera, or like if the door moves, the camera's going to turn on and open, and then the person will be in the room. Or if you're walking if there's no door, but there's like a wall there and you're going around a wall. Yeah, perfect example. Like in the alley, okay? I have a camera facing the alley entrance. So when they're walking up the alley camera's catching it, but the alley camera, or the alley entrance camera, hasn't caught them yet. They go around the corner of the house, and then the camera will kick on, and what we see is a person already walking towards the house. They made it around the corner. So, boom, boom. So basically, this had 3 seconds of nothing. I'll play the raw video again before I leave. So this had 3 seconds. So something triggered the camera, waited 3 seconds, and then this happens. And then like 26, 25 seconds later, nothing. And it cuts off. And we didn't get a notification again. So there you go. Just little info. So that's a 30-second camera because it's wired, and it's 4K also. So you see pretty clearly. The coat, the door, the the wires on my support beams up there, the insulation. You see all that shit very clearly. But that freaking thing. Let me move this out of the way a little bit. See, you can see me still. Actually, I'm going to turn the light out. So you can see me barely, right? So that thing was bright to be seen in the dark. You know what I mean? Holy shit. I'll turn the light back on. Hello. So whatever this camera picked up in that door had to have come from behind the camera, because the camera's right here. Had to come from behind the camera on all this shit and across, and like disappears somehow, like right around here. So it was real fucking fast. I have the 3-second loop that you can see. So we don't know what the fuck it is. There is, I'm at the window, the door. Don't worry, I am going to go outside and show you what's behind the door. And there's the camera. I mean, clearly it wasn't in front of the camera, otherwise it wouldn't have been reflected in the window. So, let me show you real quick too. This door is always locked, and this door just goes up and out. Okay.
and this is what it looks like with the door open. So the door was shut. We go out here to the basement now. This window is kind of clean, but these ones over here are super filthy. Especially with the light off, which the light was off.
So these outdoor windows are really hard to see in when the lights are off. That's what I was trying to say here.
In the video, because you can't see the all the industrial lights I put up. They weren't on, but you see how filthy this is. Okay, a reflection is not going to be that strong in that window. Let me show you this other window. It too is.
This is clearly the window in the back of the house or in back of the basement. And the first window is the one that you can see inside the reflection on the camera. Like the window is visible.
Filthy as hell. The reflection is not going to be that strong in that window. So I don't know what it is, what it was, or what moved in front of the camera, but it left a reflection here. So that's the tour of the basement. So I don't know what to tell you, except it's just really fucking weird. So
All right, so there it is, the tour of the basement. I'm going to show the video uncut again one more time, the whole 30 seconds, and let me see here. Let me add this so I know when to. I think it'll just fade to black, and then it'll be done. So I don't. Again, I don't know what the fuck it is. Just make your own decisions. My brother-in-law is coming over to bless the house, just in case. So, adios, amigos, amigos, not ghost. Yeah, that's the first time I said that this video. Adios.